Mrs. Whitney, are you absolutely sure that will isn't lying around someplace?
It's not on file at the lawyer's, and it's not in the safety deposit box.
Well, maybe it's among his other papers.
I don't know. I already checked his desk. It's not in the wall safe. I didn't really look through all the papers, though, the business stuff.
Well, you never know. It might turn up.
That's right. And maybe I should start getting interested in his businesses after all. They're now my businesses.
Absolutely. Listen, I'll help you find it. After all,
No. That's all right. There might be some personal things of Schuyler's in there. I think that it's something I should do myself.
Of course.
Another one. How about you?
I'm only half finished. Hey, you better slow down there, Chief. You're exceeding the speed limit.
Don't worry about it. I can fix the ticket. I may not be able to fix anything else in this world, but I can fix the ticket. Mike, come on. Another one.
You got it, Chief.
You stop looking at me like that, for crying out loud. I'm not going to get loaded like I did the other night. I learned my lesson.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Oh, come on. Everybody can fall out of the tree once in a while. That was my night. Last time I got loaded like that was a year ago. Seems to me it was for the same reason.
A woman?
Raven Whitney, only she wasn't a Whitney then.
As I recall, you wanted to make her a Mallory.
Just goes to show you what a lousy judge of women I am. Which brings me to you. What kind of a judge of women are you?
Who, me? Hey, I never judge women. I accept them just as they are, I think. It's always worked out anyway in the short run.
Yeah? How about the long run, huh?
Well, I'm really not quite ready for that, Chief.
You know, you're not even thinking about it?
Now, why do you ask me a question like that?
Because Raven's a widow now. Sorry, that sound crude? Just that you haven't been fooling anybody about your interest in her.
Oh, really? I didn't think anybody noticed.
I noticed everything. But I didn't know this friendly little drink was going to get so personal.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I'll admit it. I like Raven. As a matter of fact, I find myself very drawn to her. She's an intriguing woman. She makes me feel alive. I don't expect you to understand that.
No, I wouldn't understand that at all. You been seeing much of her since she got back?
I saw her once, but I sort of run out of excuses.
Of course. You run out of official excuses now that the investigation is formally closed, huh?
That's true. Fresh out of questions to ask. Although, come to think of it, I could give her an answer. Now, you said the official case is closed, right? Well, I think I should tell her about that.
Too late. It was in the morning paper.
Yeah, but that's the official case. Now, the last time I saw Raven, I gave her the impression that the unofficial case was still open. I told her Calvin Stoner was going to pursue the case a little bit.
Well, you were wrong. Calvin handles the assignments I give him.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that. I should tell her. She'd be relieved.
Great. Now you found your excuse, okay?
Look, I'm just trying to keep public communications open in the department.
You know, I don't presume to tell my officers what to do after hours, but in your case, I sure ought to make an exception.
Yeah, well, what order would you give me?
If you gotta ask, you'll never know. Now, look, that's what we ought to do tonight. Come on, you and me. Let's see if we can pick him up.
No, thanks. I think I have another plan.
Well, I used to have plans, but I don't anymore, and tonight I'm gonna live. You watch this. Excuse me, ladies. I'm a police officer. May I see your identification, please? You're making entirely too much noise. Now that I look at you, you don't even look old enough to drink.
I have some identification.
Linda.
Yes?
Linda, you're a Virgo. Well, hi, I'm Derek. I'm a Scorpio. How you doing? What's your name?
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. What's your sign?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Well, Jinx, is there anything I can do? Anything you want to tell me?
Well, Nancy, you've worked like a stevedore on this wedding. You've done everything except for bake the wedding cake. But I just want to tell you that you don't have to worry about undoing things. I've taken care of everything.
Yes, you certainly have.
I canceled the wedding chapel, and I talked to Miles and Nicole and told them to stop the plans for the reception, and I sent back the wedding dress.
Well, you seem to have taken care of everything except tell anybody why you changed your mind.
Well, I didn't think I had to tell everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Of course I should have told you, but... Well, there's really nothing to tell.
Nothing?
No, it was just one of those things. Well, you see, the closer that Derek and I got to the wedding day, the more we realized that, well, we would just be making a terrible mistake.
Oh, my goodness. My dear, it's so natural to have doubts before a wedding because it's a commitment. But I thought that you and he were very committed to each other.
Well, that was a mistake, too. You misjudged us, especially me. But then, of course, you don't know me very well, do you?
Perhaps I don't.
You're just one of those wonderful people that makes friends so easily that, well, you hardly get a chance to know what your friends are really like.
Oh, isn't that funny? I never thought of myself that way, but maybe I am.
No, I'm sorry. That's not right. You're one of the nicest human beings I've ever met on this lopsided planet, and I just want you to know that I will never forget how nice you've been to a perfect stranger. Only I'm not so perfect. I'm fickle and changeable, and most of all, I'm very, very selfish.
Jinx, why did you call off the wedding?
It was my career. Really, it was both of our careers. You know how Derek is about his job. He's married to it.
That is such an old cliche. Men marry women, and their careers and their jobs only become a problem if they allow them to become a problem.
Well, you know how ambitious I am, Nancy. The only thing that's important to me is center stage. I'm interested in the spotlight, the applause, the wonderful reviews.
I thought that a happy marriage would enhance your career.
Maybe it would, if my career were already launched, but right now I'm still struggling. But things are looking up. I have joined Jim Dietrichson's theater company again, and as a matter of fact, we have a theater, a wonderful theater. Isn't that terrific?
Yes, I know all about this.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, Daddy, come in. You're just in time to meet a very good friend of mine.
Oh, always glad to meet friends.
Nancy Carr, how do you do, Mr. Avery?
No, my name is Suncliffe, Mrs. Carr. Avery is my daughter's stage name. I guess when she becomes successful, I'll have to change my name, too.
Well, I knew you were in town, of course, but I imagine you're a bit disappointed.
Yes, I am. I came here for a wedding, but I found myself doing other things. Like this morning, for instance.
Dad, did you finish everything?
Yes, all done. I visited the chapel personally.
Oh, you're the one canceling the arrangements.
Yes, and I understand that you're the one who made those arrangements in the first place. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Carr. But I'm not sorry that Dorothy has changed her mind. I have to be honest about that.
You approve of what she's doing?
Well, I'm glad she didn't rush into this marriage. I've made 3 mistakes like that myself, and I know the price you pay.
But you haven't even met her fiancé. How do you know that he wouldn't be ideal?
Obviously, Dorothy had some doubts, and that's good enough for me. She doesn't need this man now. She's got me.
Take of a can of shaving cream. Come on. I didn't have lunch today. I'm getting hungry.
Okay, I'm finished. But I'm gonna need 5 minutes to clean up this mess.
Oh, not if I help you.
No, please don't touch. Amuse me.
Amuse you.
Yes.
Okay, what's your sign?
Gemini.
Gemini, that's right. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Gemini. You will receive unexpected news from a loved one.
Drop me the rag, will you?
Yeah. By the way, have you heard about the news from Jim Dietrichson?
About Jim? No, what?
Don't look so worried. It's not bad news. Actually, I'm sure that he considers it the best news that he's heard in months.
Well, what is it?
He and his acting company have managed to find themselves a fairy godmother.
You mean like a patron?
Yeah, something like that. And you'll never guess who it is.
Well, I won't even try.
Well, as incredible as it may sound, Raven Whitney has kindly donated her theater. Donated, like rent-free.
Rent-free? I didn't think Raven Whitney had a charitable bone in her whole body, but that's great.
Yeah, it's great for Jody and Gavin and Cliff and Mitzi, but somehow I think that if this theater business hadn't come through, maybe Jim would have, left town. And I think that would have been better for a whole lot of people.
For some people. But it really doesn't matter anyway, Kelly.
It matters to me.
Why should it?
Because I'm still not sure that you're not in love with him.
Don't be ridiculous, Kelly. Look, I told you and I told him I never even want to see Jim again.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing as not being in love with him. Did you ever tell him that?
Why should I? How could I possibly love a complete fraud?
Valerie, the world's full of frauds and phonies. Somehow, just somehow, they manage to find people who can love them. Can you look at me and honestly say that you're not in love with Jim Dietrichson?
Kelly, this is really silly.
No, not to me.
Well, I think it's a stupid game and I'm not going to play it.
Valerie, look at me. Yeah, it's a silly game. Let's just forget it, okay?
Good. I'll go get my coat and I'll be ready in a sec.
So it's true. You do love the guy.
Well, Mike, it's not that I'm not grateful. Thanks for the referral. I wouldn't be in business if it wasn't for referrals.
But you think you'd be better off if you didn't have this one?
Mike, this is obviously off the record. Raven asked me to fake a will for her.
You can't be serious.
Well, I'm serious, and she's serious. She thought there'd be nothing wrong with just putting a piece of paper in a typewriter and typing up what looked like a will, leaving everything to her, and then forging Skylar Whitney's name to it.
Well, either she's pulling your leg or she's more naive than I thought.
She's not naive. She just doesn't believe that the law applies to Raven Whitney.
Well, I trust you talked her out of the forgery idea.
I talked myself out of a job, that's all I did.
You don't think she'd actually go ahead and do such a thing, do you?
Yeah, I think she would. I told her, though, that if a will suddenly materialized out of thin air, that I would contest it personally. She didn't like that.
No, I'm sure she didn't. Well, if it's any consolation, Cliff, any reputable lawyer would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah, and there'll be another case coming along sometime. I'll get by, somehow.
Cliff, I know that you're hurting financially right now.
You do? Well, it's just, the times. We're in the middle of a recession, First thing people do when they want to cut their budget is that they don't hire a good lawyer, and corporations take you off their retainer. Do you know that I only have one steady account now? Phillips Industries. One lousy corporate account.
But at least it's a lucrative one.
Yeah, it's my bread and butter. That's what's frightening, Mike. You know what they say about putting all your bread and butter in one basket?
I think they were talking about eggs.
No, eggs come on plates. Bread and butter comes in baskets.
Cliff, if you don't mind my saying this, I think this might be a good time for you to devote more time to the practice of law than the rehearsal of plays.
Yeah, you might be right. And maybe I should change my image. Maybe these corporations don't trust the lawyer that has a cowboy hat. I like this acting career.
Are you gentlemen ready to order?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Sure, I'll have a hamburger. Let's put this on my account, okay?
I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you recall, you closed your account.
Bob, let's just charge it to my account.
Certainly, Mr. Calvin.
Well, wait a minute. If that's the case, then let me look at the menu. I gotta decide between the trimmed broiled lobster tails or the filet mignon with mushroom caps.
Of course.
Can't get over. You look great. You look great. Get over here and take a look at yourself. You do. You look fantastic. You really are a woman.
Oh, I'm glad you can tell.
I can tell. Sydney. That's, I could see calling you Rebecca, or Monique, or
Sambella. Sambella. But Sydney, that's a man's name.
No, it's a woman's name, too. You just don't hear it that often. Anyway, I like being called Sydney, or Sid, or Sid, or Sydney. In my line of work, it doesn't hurt to be one of the boys.
You know what I think?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
I think your old ears, you can't wait, can you? I think you play this role of one of the boys to discourage men from hitting on you. I really think I get the feeling you're down on men. Maybe it's because of your ex-husband.
Well, he did a number on me, all right. In fact, the only decent thing he ever did was that insurance policy.
$10,000. Yeah, that's well, that sure doesn't seem like a lot of money for a life policy.
Well, what difference does it make? I didn't expect a dime. That is money from heaven, which is not where my ex-husband is.
That's cold. Anyway, what do I care? I'm happy about everything that's ever happened to you because it led up to right now. On the other hand, if you had married Smiley Wilson...
You think things would have been different?
I know things would have been different. You never met anybody like me.
That's what puzzles me, Smiley. I am never quite sure who or what you are.
Waiter.
This is ridiculous. There's nothing here anywhere about a will.
I thought you might be able to use this.
Oh, thank you. I'm exhausted.
But no luck, huh?
No, not at all. But it's kind of fascinating anyway. You wouldn't believe the companies my husband owns. There must be dozens of them. All under something called Whitney Enterprises. A photo house, a publishing company, a tool and die manufacturer. Did you get that, Nora?
Sure.
Nora Fulton, what a surprise to see you here.
Yes, it is. Well, I left the Kavanaughs when Mrs. Whitney offered me a job here. Let me show you. It's Detective Tyler, Mrs. Whitney.
Hello, handsome.
Hello, beautiful. Say, I was wondering if we could talk alone for a minute, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I wanted to talk to you about Calvin.
Oh, Calvin, darn it, I knew he was going to go running and complaining to you about me. Look,
hey, wait
listen
a minute,
to me. No. I am innocent. I had no intention of saying anything to his wife. I thought she was in New York. As a matter of fact, I was sure she was in New York when I saw him hugging and kissing Didi Bannister in her office, but I'm sure you...
what in the hell are you talking about?
I didn't say anything. The only thing I said to Starr was that Calvin had some, nice little helper around while she was gone, but I didn't say they actually had an affair, even though they...
You told Starr that Calvin and Didi were having an affair? I don't believe you. Look, I just came to tell you that Calvin is no longer investigating the Gunther Wagner murder case, so you have nothing to worry about with the possible exception of your conscience.
Can I get you something?
What?
You don't look very well. You okay?
Yeah. I need a drink, though.
Some white wine?
No, a scotch, a double on the rocks.
All right.
Men. Sometimes I get so emotional about things. I've got to get back to these papers. Can't believe my husband owns so many companies. Phillips Industries. Nora, you know anything about Phillips Industries?
No.
They certainly have a lot of executives. I wonder what they're going to say when they find out I'm their new boss.
I think they'll love the idea.
I don't believe it.
What's the matter?
Cliff Nelson's name is on the list.
Who's he?
Cliff Nelson. He's the lawyer who was here this morning and gave me such a hard time. He's listed as a legal counsel for Phillips Industries.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. Because it means that he works for me.
Or used to work for me.
What, your residence? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. One moment, please. There's someone here for you. They won't leave a name. I don't...
Male or female?
It's a woman, but...
I'll take it. Hello?
Mrs. Whitney?
Yeah. Who is this?
Hello? Look, if you don't answer pretty soon, I'm gonna hang up.
Mrs. Whitney?
I just want you to know that money isn't yours.